Tynecastle awaits the arrival of the two teams. By the way, they're not both wearing the same kits. Those t-shirts are part of National Maths Year in Scotland, aimed at the country's youngsters. Let's hope the kids have a few goals to add up at Tynecastle today. Makes his 150th appearance for Hearts. He's been such an influence in the way they play. It's no surprise there's been interest in him from English clubs. If Cameron can make the Jambos tick, Ian Durrant can pull the Kilmarnock strings. His form since leaving Rangers for Rugby Park earned a Scotland recall. The man in charge tonight is Kenny Clark. Hearts have only won twice so far in the league, although Jim Jeffries will point out that they've only lost twice as well. A flurry of draws has left them off the pace a little, but they could go fourth today, above Kilmarnock on goal difference. Killie themselves have put a decent little run together lately. They've won their last 3 games, all by a 1-0 scoreline. They're never going to be tagged a free scoring side, but they really don't give much away. Two longest serving managers in the Scottish Premier League come face to face today, Jim Jeffries and Bobby Williamson. Jeffries has been in charge of his beloved Hearts for over 5 years now. Done a really good job as well. Williamson has been at the Kilmarnock helm for going on 4 years. Kilmarnock are going to get us off and running in the Scottish Premier League this season. Hearts have only lost to Rangers and Celtic. Kilmarnock have only lost to Rangers and Celtic and high-flying Hibs. So we are talking about two of the better teams in Scotland, David.
Yeah, I think we're in for a decent game here. I certainly don't think we'll be short of any passing tonight, because if you look at either side's midfield, Gary Holt or Park, there's not a ball winner in there. They're all happy with the ball at their feet. They can all pass the ball. So we should, certainly in theory, be in for a decent match tonight.
Kilmarnock are a better team than they suggested last season when they really struggled, finishing second from bottom. And the first attempt on goal is a rather tame one from Ian Durrant. There have been a lot of draws in recent encounters between these two teams. They are traditionally tight affairs. But hey, who'd have thought that Dundee United and Aberdeen would serve up an 8-goal thriller yesterday. And certainly Hearts and Kilmarnock are always committed to the cause, and that might be showing in the opening stages as Petrich and Wright are giving the ticking off.
Yeah, I think it was when the ball came in from the left-hand side, they were at it, both of them there. Ian and Kenny Clark quite rightly just letting them know early on who the boss is going to be in this match.
Dindeleux's header. Here's MacPherson. Up towards McLaren, but Stephen Pressley really has been outstanding since the day he joined Hearts, really. Wright slipping it through to Holt, and that'll be a goal kick, but Kilmarnock signalling their intentions in the opening minutes.
Yeah, it looks as if Gary Holt is going to play wide right indeed, and I thought he'd been brought back into the side to pick up Colin Cameron, but he has started wide right, and that might just give Kilmarnock a problem in terms of who's going to pick up Cameron when he gets forward, because Colin Cameron will certainly go beyond his front players tonight.
Swigan won that header. He'll be hoping to score on his 30th birthday. Swigan has 4 goals already this season. Top scorer for Hearts, as he was last season. Darren Jackson. That's cut out by Dindeleux. But between them, Wanjo and Flogel trying to sort something out for Hearts, to little avail in the end.
What a good player this man has turned out to be for Jim Jeffries. He can play anywhere, playing up front tonight. Can play midfield, has played wing back as well for them. Now back in the Austrian national squad. No wonder.
MacPherson wasn't quite sure where the ball had landed. Gary Naismith had a much better idea. Tried to release Cameron, but it was cut out by Mahood, and that'll be a free kick.
Yeah, I don't think there's any malice in this challenge from Fitzroy Simpson here. Gary Holt just too quick for him as he toe-ends the ball away, and is clearly caught late.
Ali Mitchell and Hay arriving on the scene, and that's going to be a Kilmarnock corner. Kilmarnock have a pretty woeful record here, in fact. They've only ever won once since the Scottish Premier was formed, and that was 7 years ago this month. McLaren's corner. MacPherson's under this, and nicely through to Holt. Durrant, but Alan Mahood had just moved back a bit.
Yeah, he didn't anticipate the ball in behind there from Ian Durrant.
Bobby Williamson preferring to take a seat in the stands initially. Last season, his first sort of bad season at Rugby Park. Hay and Wright unable to make any sort of contact, and Fitzroy Simpson and Gary Holt do battle. Now Mahood, MacPherson. Some intricate passing. Oh, and Alan Mahood sets it up here for Wright, and Kilmarnock are in front, and they've been threatening it right from the off. It's Paul Wright. What a start!
That's a wonderful goal, Ian. We talked earlier about the possibility of seeing a lot of good passing tonight. Alan Mahood central to it all here. And look at the patient way they probe the ball about here. Not in a hurry to go anywhere. And a delightful layoff by Mahood. Paul Wright over the ball, made sure he kept it down. And you can hardly blame Antoniemi here. Fair bit of zip in that one from Paul Wright.
Fine strike. His other goal was a penalty, if I remember correctly, against Motherwell. Clinical finishing, though, from Wright, and Kilmarnock lead already.
I told him before the game he was 8-1 to score the first goal tonight, Ian. He just laughed at me, so I don't think he's got anything on himself.
Did you put a bet on?
I wish I had, no?
Here's Gary Naismith. Hearts stung by that early goal. Simpson. That's trickled over the line. It'll be a throw. In fact, the free kick might be given. Kilmarnock come into this game on the back of 3 1-0 wins. They're 1-0 up already. Simpson's free kick, though. Header was won by Petrich, but Gary Hay cleared. Wanjo gets the throw. Grant Murray has to play ball boy as well. Oops, rather over-hit return from Gary McSwiggan.
Yeah, I think they've just been shocked by the early goal there. Hearts really just have to hang in, consolidate at the moment, make sure they don't lose another one. A lot of football left in this match, a lot of time to get back into it. But it's exactly the start Bobby Williamson would have wanted.
Ian Durrant feeling the force of Cameron's tackle.
Yeah, he did feel that when he was in some distress down there. You can see why. It's the studs of Colin Cameron which catches him right on top of his right foot. He's okay.
Marshall's kick aimed towards McLaren, but Grant Murray is there for him. Durrant standing over Kilmarnock's free kick, but then he usually does. Quick exchange with Mahood, now McLaren. Well, they're certainly playing the passing game at the moment, Kilmarnock, as their goal proved. Here's MacPherson. Oh, it's nearly going in from Gus MacPherson. Well, that would have been something to talk about for him for a while in his testimonial year.
Yeah, he almost caught Antti Niemi out. Niemi thinks this is going to be played in front of him on his way out into his 6-yard box here. I'm not convinced that Gus MacPherson is trying to chip him here, but it certainly had Niemi scrambling backwards.
And a super servant to Killie across a decade. Kilmarnock are really up for it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. And as I said, you know, they were very impressive against Aberdeen last week, although they only won by the odd goal. They looked very solid and very fluent from midfield forward.
Gary Naismith took a knock from Gary Holt. Two men on the fringe of the national team in Scotland, and they have had fleeting chances at that level.
Well, they had a long conversation when they arrived at the ground. Now Scotland squad teammates in and greeted each other warmly tonight, but no love lost there. But what a wonderful goal it was to open this match up in. 8 passes, we believed, involved in this move here. Gary Holt back to Mahood, who decides to play it even further back to Gus MacPherson, and they just play it away patiently. Not in a hurry to go anywhere here until it really matters. Paul Wright, you'd expect to be in the box, actually has just dropped off, and he drills that beautifully away. Not an easy one to keep down, but you see the technique there. He's over the ball, drives it down into the ground, and Niemi absolutely blameless.
Gary Naismith needing a touch of treatment after the whack that he got. Kilmarnock are on the prowl again. Paul Wright, the goal scorer, finding McLaren. He's trying to bustle his way through. Fails to do so. But Kilmarnock really are rattling hearts in the opening stages. Miscue though from Durrant, presents it to McSwiggan. But that has merely agitated the home fans.
No, they just haven't started so far, Hearts. And again, I think just stunned by that opening goal. Not just the opening goal, but the way that Kilmarnock have dominated the game, the way they've kept possession. And he'll be far from happy, Jim Jeffries.
His expression usually tells it all, and it did then.
Well, there you see it, the visitors having more than the bulk of possession here. And Bobby will be well pleased with the way his side are moving the ball about freely here.
Kilmarnock very quick out of the blocks. Hearts still stuck in them. But here's Gary Naismith. Fitzroy Simpson. Juanjo had peeled away. He's got Murray outside of him. But it was a good intervention from Ali Mitchell. Tell you what, they really have got their passing boots on tonight.
I think it's down to confidence. They drew too many games last season. They're winning them by the odd goal this season. And they're in a far healthier league position, and I think the confidence is just spreading right through this Kilmarnock side. Bit of work left in this game, though. I can assure you, Hearts will come back into this.
Fitzroy Simpson getting stuck into Gary Holt. Durrant. Mahood making himself available. Kilmarnock without a win in 12 visits to Tynecastle, but they certainly have the upper hand so far. Hearts, though, can play a bit too, they're just not showing it yet. And another attempt on goal by Wright.
Well, he's capable once he gets into these areas, and he strikes such a good ball, Paul Wright. And a little drag back here just opened the space up from. Little pull back there, just steps inside onto his right side. Only had one thing in his mind. Didn't manage on that occasion to keep it down, but again, a measure of the confidence in this man.
Skimmed off Thomas Flugel's head. Safely collected by Marshall. Now MacPherson, who came pretty close for Kilmarnock. His only goal of last season, in fact, came here in a 2-2 draw. Foul by Stephen Pressley on Paul Wright.
Yeah, just a blatant barge here, just comes right through the back of Paul Wright. Kenny Clark no more than a few yards away.
Niemi collecting the quick free kick. Firm header from Presley and from Cameron. Gary Hay. Oh, McSwiggan's going to nip in here. Flogel is in the middle. Here he is. Oh, he's put it over Thomas Flogel.
Look at the pace of McSwiggan though. And the message here to Ferry Dindeleux is that Gary McSwiggan can give him a yard and still go past him. Had time to look up, good back post ball. Thomas Flogel just can't get over it. But vintage Gary McSwiggan, what a change of pace down that right hand side. Hangs across up at the back post, Gordon Marshall scrambling across, and Flogel should have done better.
Some encouragement for Hart at least. MacPherson's up and under. And Presley and McLaren entangled. Free kick to Hearts. Stephen Presley, and ever present last season. In fact, the only man in the whole of the Scottish Premier League to start every game for his club. Niemi advancing. Offside against Gary McSwiggan.
Oh, that would have been tight, I would have thought. Gary McSwiggan certainly thought he was on. As the ball's knocked forward, well, maybe half a yard. I think we'll have to say that's a good call from the far side assistant. But that's where Gary McSwiggan will play, right on the very edge of offside.
Darren Jackson. Wanjo, the young Spaniard who was given a chance in Barcelona's first team by Bobby Robson. Cameron goes for goal, and it came at Gordon Marshall at a fair place.
Yeah, it's a good save from Gordon Marshall. It was pretty easy to spill this one. And again, Colin Cameron needed no encouragement to get the shot away quickly here. Good first touch in his chest, the dipping volley, and Gordon Marshall did well.
Well, we said both teams would be totally committed, and they're proving that now. Well, there was a very late flag went up there against Andy McLaren.
Yeah, again, I think he's half a yard. I think it's another good call here. But Andy McLaren does give him something different. He'll be quite happy to do the long running, and he's quick enough. Should Hearts leave a lot of space in behind to punish Jim Jeffries' side.
Grant Murray lets it go for the throw. Hearts giving it away cheaply though, and Kilmarnock will be eager to make them pay, although they'll be going the roundabout way if they do, because it's back with him. Innes, and a rather aimless one really, which Grant Murray was able to tuck back to Niemi. Finnish international goalkeeper who joined from Rangers. He was surplus to Dick Apicat's requirements at Ibrox. Hearts trying to get into the game. Kilmarnock leading through a fine Paul Wright strike. The strike quality, and the build-up wasn't bad either. Here's Darren Jackson. Ali Mitchell has won it back. Could be a break on here. McLaren has moved away to the left. That's where it's going. Mitchell has gone for the return, but McLaren brings Mahood into it. Lovely touch from Hay to Mitchell now. That's out by Murray. Hay getting a decent run in the team and doing very well. Cameron, they're not quite going to keep that in. Wanjo at full stretch. Is Hay across towards Holt, who beat Naismith in the air. but it ends up back with Niemi. McSwiggan and Dindeleux there. Cameron tries to charge in, but it's away by Hay. Stephen Presley's header, collected by Darren Jackson. Presley's got a bit of a race on though, and he has got the throw.
Yeah, Ali Mitchell as usual, totally committed there to the challenge. It's a slack one from Darren Jackson here, who which puts Stephen Presley under pressure. And there's no way Ali Mitchell was pulling out of that.
Guangzhou wouldn't really come down for him, and into handball. Guangzhou took a bit of a blow there as well, but I'm sure he'll be okay.
Yeah, they've got to get him on the ball though. They've got to get the ball to him early and often. He's the type of player you could say is a luxury, unless he's doing it for you. And the only way he's going to do it is if you give him plenty of the ball.
Kilmarnock have 13 points in their 8 games this season. Last season it took them 18 games to amass that many. They've already won 4 league matches, and last season it took them until, would you believe, the end of March to tot up 4 victories, so things really are looking better. They're looking a lot more like their old self. Darren Jackson, though, trying to inspire hearts, and it's going to bobble through to Marshall.
Yeah, I think the flag was up for offside against Colin Cameron there.
MacPherson. Stephen Presley covering. Paul Wright in close attendance, and Presley taking no chances. McLaren's return, pops straight out, but not much has gone wrong for him so far in his time at Kilmarnock. 4 goals already. Holt's header, and Holt chipping away again. Durrant, Innes, MacPherson. Oh, Presley's clearance, cannoned off Alan Mahood, but he might still be in. Grant Murray got into a bit of a mess.
Yeah, Alan Mahood almost got the reward there for his persistence here. Did he use his right hand to control it? I don't know, but certainly Kenny Clark wasn't pulling him back there, and Grant Murray ended up under real pressure.
McLaren's corner. Oh, it's flashed just wide, and Paul Wright is hungry for more goals.
Yeah, he's not picked up here. I think it's Thomas Slover that he runs off. I don't think Jim Jeffries will be too happy at that marking there. When I arrived at the ground, Hearts were working on the set pieces, and I don't think that slackness there will be down well with them.
It's a big week for Jim and Hearts. They play Stuttgart here on Thursday night in the second leg of the UEFA Cup tie. They're a goal down from the first leg. By the way, the kick-off for that game is at 9 o'clock for German TV purposes. McLaren. It bobbles off Jackson. It'll be another Kilmarnock throw. Guangzhou clears. Dindeloux's header. By the way, the visitors scoring a first-half goal is a rather unusual event here, because in 7 of Hearts' last 8 home games, they didn't concede a goal in the first half. Mind you, in the other game, they let in 3 against Celtic. That was my contribution for the statisticians watching this evening. Here's Jackson. Simpson. Durrant Petric. It's not a bad ball, and Guangzhou gets to it. And there are plenty in the middle. Guangzhou, though, left himself with too much to do, and it's a goal kick. It's bounced off him.
That's a delightful long ball from Durrant Petric. Just drops it over the top here of Gary Hay. And Guangzhou eventually just shows too much of it here to Alan Mahood, who had come over to press him.
Durrant Petric, former Rangers man, who also had a spell in England with Crystal Palace, and went off to Greece, I think it was, before finding his way back to Scotland. Gary Holt ran into Naismith. Intriguing battle between those two. Gus MacPherson's throw. Met by Presley. On by Flogel. And this is better from Hearts. Colin Cameron. Now Guangzhou. Flogel won't be part of this attack. He's down injured as it's happening. The momentum of it all is rather being lost. Much to the dismay of the home fans, it all comes to nothing.
Well, they just haven't started in, and already the crowd's starting to get on their back. That's not going to help.
Flugel is okay, by the way. MacPherson towards McLaren. Fitzroy Simpson only managed to clear it as far as Durrant. Now Mahood. Durrant again. Real problems for Jim Jeffries at the moment.
Yeah, certainly not getting no control of the midfield area at all, where Ian Durrant and Alan Mahood in particular running the show. And there you see it, Kilmarnock still have control of most of the possession in this game.
Hearts youngsters won the Under-21 league last season. It's a good setup here, considering they don't have any money to spend on boosting the squad. And there are quite a few out injured. Jackson. Joe. He gets the corner.
Yeah, he could have played this one first time. It was a good ball in behind Gary Hay again. And he had a chance here just to play this first time in between the goalkeeper and the last defender here. Decided to try and take a touch, get it under control, and that allowed Gary Hay to make the challenge.
Hearts' first corner will be taken by Fitzroy Simpson, a familiar face to a few fans in England, no doubt. That's not a bad one from Simpson either, but it was cleared by Innes. It's just not happening for them, is it?
Yeah, it's a poor ball forward there from Grant Murray. Hearts need a better ball over the top, because we do know that Kilmarnock like to push their back line high up the pitch. They squeeze the game. It does leave a lot of space, but the quality of ball in behind for Gary McSwegan and Guangzhou really has to be better than it has been so far.
I say he's had no money to boost his squad, but of course he has picked up Gordon Jury, who was released by Rangers, and his experience will come in very, very handy. Gary Holt racing away. He's delivered. Mitchell is going to retrieve it, but the presence of Darren Jackson proving enough for Hearts. Cameron helps it on, but here's Freddie Dindeleux, who after a shaky start to his Kilmarnock career won quite a few supporters Player of the Year awards last season.
Yeah, I think he won 9 in total. There's no disrespect to the lads who were there before him. He gives him a better quality of distribution from the back.
The Hearts fans are getting really impatient as McLaren looks to bear down on their team's goal again. MacPherson might, I thought he might have a go, but it didn't really fall kindly for him, especially on his left foot. Nice little pass from the ref there.
Good defending by Guangzhou as well. They're in to get back there and win that.
McLaren was unceremoniously dumped out of the way then by Pressley. Naismith, Cameron, but Innes's challenge enough for Killie. Here's Pressley though. Ian Durrant can calm it all down. Wright charging down that from Grant Murray, and everywhere Hearts turn at the moment they can't seem to do anything right. High boot will bring a free kick to Hearts.
Yeah, I think Hearts will just be glad to get the ball back in. They spent most of this first half chasing it so far. I can't remember Hearts being outpassed as emphatically as this at Tynecastle for a long time.
Well, their 2 wins this season came against the 2 promoted teams, in fact, Dunfermline and St Mirren. But they really should be testing the other teams who've been around for a while at this level. They just can't really get a grip today at all, but maybe it will change. It won't, because it was stopped by Hay going for the corner. Pressley. Football fans can be unforgiving most of the time, and the Hearts fans certainly letting their players know that they're none too impressed just now.
Paul Wright just fails to control that, but I mean he's been prepared to put 2 out-and-out footballers, 2 playmakers in the middle of midfield. Normally managers like a bit of dig in there, a physical presence, but Durrant and Mahood both very comfortable with the ball and running the show so far.
Murray, Jackson. Well, Kilmarnock did come into this match on the back of a 6-game unbeaten run, and such confidence is showing. Dindeleux was flawed, spent most of his career in his homeland, France, with Lille.
Yeah, I think that's frustration as much as anything else from Gary McSwegan, who said absolutely nothing to work with tonight. But he did show earlier that he's quicker than service. In behind is better. Then Gary McSwegan may eventually get his reward. No sign of it so far improving though. That's Hearts' big problem.
Well, there's more live action this week, of course. Troy Simpson will no doubt be watching his former club Manchester City as they go to Gillingham in the Worthington Cup. It's on Sky Sports 2 Tuesday at 7:30, and when those two meet, well, they do tend to be special games, don't they? Memories of that remarkable playoff match, of course. Guangzhou, shadowed by Dindeleux, and the Spaniard gets the throw. Hearts need a spark from somewhere. A flash of genius, a touch of inspiration.
We've got a spark at half-time, I can tell you. Big fella will not be best pleased at this.
McSwiggan, crowded out. Presley will be first to it though, but McLaren harassing him. Presley composed though. Not many have been for Hearts this evening. Simpson. Naismith. Alan Mahood with a decent challenge. Well, the Hearts fans trying to urge their team on, but another stray ball will give McLaren a chance to crash onto it, although he couldn't keep it in play. This is hard work for Hearts, but Naismith finds Simpson. Away by Innes. A couple of ricochets later. Who's it going to go to? Free kick.
Yeah, it's a chance for Hearts to put some pressure on Gordon Marshall here. Petric has gone up to the back post area. I would imagine we'll just try and drop this in behind Kilmarnock's back line.
Here he goes. Aimed towards Gordon Petric, but it's going to drift harmlessly behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, he won it cleanly enough, just didn't get the angle right. He's trying to play this back across goal into a better area and didn't quite get enough on it. The set piece looks Hearts' best chance at the moment, certainly creating nothing from open play.
Petric yet to score for Hearts. His last league goal in Scotland, in fact, came some 3 years ago for Rangers. Got a good memory, haven't I? Naismith will get it back, but then he runs it over the line.
You know, it's a strange thing in football. Hearts have won their last two, they're going well, they've got a UEFA Cup tie to look forward to. They're on a high, and all of a sudden they turn in a performance really that couldn't be any flatter. And Jim Jeffries must be scratching his head.
He might well spontaneously combust soon if it carries on like this. Well, that was one way to do it from Petric. It bounced off Flogal's chest. Now McSwiggan, that's a little bit of what they need, but that wasn't all they needed across. Naismith's header drops for Gary Holt. Jackson gets stuck into him. Paul Wright chasing this, but I don't think he's going to get to it.
I think the disappointing thing for Bobby Williamson, Ian, is that having dominated this game as they haven't managed to increase their lead, and 1-0 is rarely enough, as we've seen often enough. And he'll feel his side should really have taken more of an advantage of what has been a very poor Hearts performance.
Chris Innes won the header. Murray. (1-0) to Kilmarnock is almost becoming like 1-0 to Arsenal was a few years back. The last three games all finished in their favour by a single goal. Jackson. Away by Innes. And latching onto it is Gary Holt. Petric. It's going to drift away from Darren Jackson. Ali Mitchell steps in, he's got movement ahead of him from McLaren. Mitchell brings Gary Hay onto the scene. And and Niemi caught in two minds, and Naismith having to turn it behind for a corner.
Well, I think you can certainly see Gary Naismith indicating here that he was waiting on a shout. He doesn't know who's in his blind side here, and he doesn't really have any option but to put that behind.
Well, Hearts have produced some fine football in recent years, but they're having a bit of a mare at the moment in this game. McLaren's corner, and the looping header is just about kept out by Antti Niemi, and Innes is foiled.
That's a top draw saving. Gary McSwiggan on the line, I don't think is getting to this, and Niemi does just enough with his right fingertips. Good header from Chris Innes, who won it cleanly again, and that's just dropping in under the crossbar there, were it not for Niemi. Smashing save.
Well, Niemi has been like that for Hearts. There when it matters, but another corner from McLaren, and this time Jackson able to clear it, but Kilmarnock come back for more. Durrant's cross comes off Petric. Kilmarnock's throw. Gary McSwiggan is not enjoying his 30th birthday at the moment, that's for sure. Holt. Durrant. Innes, whose header it was, caused Hearts to flap them from that corner. And they're going to get another corner here. Well, Hearts at the moment are probably hoping they can go in at half-time still. Just the one goal down.
You might be right, Ian. They might be quite happy, or Jim might be quite happy to get them in, sat down at just 1-0. And they have to do better in these situations. Too many free headers here.
McLaren's corner, it was just over the head of Dindeleux. It's going to come back in, you think. Here's Chris Innes. Durrant really drilled it in, and it was knocked behind for a corner by Hearts, but they're living dangerously.
Yeah, it might have been Grant Murray who heads this away. Timely intervention there, a delightful ball whipped in by Ian Durrant. Once again, Hearts on the back foot. And when you see it, Kilmarnock having it more or less all their own way.
Another corner, whipped in by McLaren, and it was an interesting one on the volley from Mitchell.
Yeah, a touch of the Frank Sozis here. But again, he's given an awful lot of room here on the edge of the box. Certainly worth a try.
Well, he has been on a bit of a goal spree just lately. Firm header from Innes. Back it goes to Niemi. Simpson's header. Now, Flogel held it on to Hwangjo. Cameron is in there, but Gordon Marshall says, I'm having that one.
Yeah, I think the cross could have been better. It's in the air for just a bit too long there, allowed Gordon Marshall to come and take it comfortably.
McLaren. Mahood is the one who's advanced into the box. Gary Naismith's clearance gives it straight back to Kilmarnock and MacPherson. And a push by Naismith on Holt.
Yes, a daft one from Gary Naismith. He's well positioned here. Gary Holt's going nowhere. It gives Kilmarnock a chance once again to put a ball into the box.
And they're not hanging around. It's taken fairly quickly. Flogel to Cameron. Jackson, poor touch. And here's Paul Wright again, and it cannoned off Stephen Pressley. The Hearts fans are going absolutely berserk here at what their team has offered in this first half, and I suppose you can't blame them in many ways. Especially when you know what they're normally capable of. Now, this could be more promising as Flogel finds Guangzhou. And Simpson came flying in there, but Kilmarnock have it with Gary Hay now.
That's a bit more promising for Hearts. Twice they've managed to isolate Guangzhou on the right-hand side. Bit of ball in that time.
Half-time fast approaching, a minute to be added on, and Hearts would love to get back on level terms here, because it has been a largely forgettable first half for a team that is capable of much better. All credit to Kilmarnock though, who are really on a roll at the moment, looking the team they were a couple of seasons ago. Flugel. Cameron. Now Guangzhou. He delivers, and McSwiggan's header, not that far away.
Yeah, it's going to take a special header to score from the other end. He's at least 12 yards out. He was almost in the penalty spot. It's going to take something pretty special to beat Gordon Marshall from that range. He was never troubled in that. Encouraging that they're starting to get Guangzhou on the ball in these areas. And at last they're getting some service into that front pair.
Mitchell releasing Hay. But Guangzhou tracked back to bring that particular Kilmarnock burst to an abrupt end. Straight pass from Cameron though.
Yeah, Chris Innes did well though to read the diagonal run there made by Thomas Flogel.
Presley reading this one. He was put under pressure by McLaren and fouled, in fact. Or I think they've just let Hearts get on with that one. Thomas Flogel looking to nip in, but Gordon Marshall was always alert and always aware of the threat. And Paul Wright, with perhaps his first mistake of the evening. Down the line by Murray. Nobody really there though for Hearts, who've had a horrible half. Yet still only the one goal in it. It's half-time and Jim Jeffries' Jambos just haven't performed at all in this first half, but if anyone can sort them out, he can. Paul Wright with a wonderful strike, and just look at this for a magnificent move. A neat exchange of passes, and all credit to Alan Mahood, who could have gone for goal himself, but who teed it up for Wright, and it was some finish. Kilmarnock really are on a roll at the moment. Hearts are on the rack. The thoughts of Charlie with Jim coming up soon. Half-time, Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 1.
Chelsea take a slender one-goal lead to Switzerland on Thursday for the UEFA Cup first-round second leg tie with St Gallen. That match is live and exclusive for Sky Digital viewers on Sky Sports Extra, channel 404. Coverage starts at 7:30. Now at Tynecastle, it's our live match from the SPL, and it's 1-0. Kilmarnock in the driving seat, 1 up, and those supporters expect more from Hearts. Now we thought Jim Jeffries would change things, and Charlie Nicholas he has. Gary Locke is coming on for Grant Murray, and Robbie Nielsen is coming on for Fitzroy Simpson. So you were right, Charlie, he has to reshuffle the pack.
He has. He's given lots of these players so many opportunities and they've failed to deliver so far in this 45. I'm expecting Hearts to get the tempo of the game right, but you know, he's got to ask a lot of them, because at the moment Kilmarnock look a fluent side and a good side.
OK, let's rejoin David Probin and Ian Crocker.
Thank you, Jim. Well, Gary Locke is Hearts through and through. Sure, he'll make a difference for them. He comes on for Grant Murray, having missed the last 4 games with a foot problem. And Robbie Nilsson makes only his second league appearance, replacing Fitzroy Simpson. He's a bit of a long throw expert, by the way, is the young boy Robbie.
Yeah, he's a very good player as well. He's involved with the first team since the beginning of this season. Jim Jeffries took him on the pre-season tour. He, in fact, will be a straight swap for Grant Murray. Young Nilsson will play at right fullback, and Gary Locke's aggression, hopefully, I'm sure Jim will be thinking, give Hearts a bit more chance of winning the ball in midfield and getting some possession at last.
Although, right at the start of the half, McLaren was almost in, and Petric had to concede a corner.
Yeah, I think Gordon Petric, expecting a shout there from Gary Naismith, didn't realise Andy McLaren was on his blind side. I see him trying to sort it out there.
So McLaren will get ready to launch one in. Dindeleux and Innes have come up from the back. Plenty of movement from them in the end. It's a short corner. Now McLaren delivers, and Dindeloux's header! And Kilmarnock have a second! It's Freddie the Frenchman, Dindeleux, and Hearts are having a very big off day, but it's all going right for Kilmarnock.
Terrific header from Dindeleux, clever corner, though they just changed the angle here to allow Andy McLaren to play it in from a different angle. That allows Dindeleux to go and attack it. Cleverly worked corner, perfectly weighted ball in, and Dindeleux rises well. He's not unchallenged, but he's always getting ahead of Gordon Petric there. And it's a clean header, and Bobby Williamson knew it was only going into one place.
Dindeleux with his 3rd of the season already. Really has become a firm favourite with the Kilmarnock fans. Well, they're not going to make it 4 1-0 wins in a row, but it looks like they are going to make it 4 wins in a row unless Hearts can get their act together. Of course, it has been a season of comebacks all over the place. But Jim Jeffries might be thinking that's typical of the way his evening's gone. A goal right at the start of the second half against him.
No, I don't think they put money on Hearts at all. No sign of them at all. Changing up a gear at all. And Kilmarnock will get the goal. Well, Bobby Williamson will feel they deserve to be 2 up anyway, having dominated the game as they have. And it means they can afford to sit in now, play a bit more cautiously. And with the pace of McLaren up front, they're well equipped to hit Hearts on the counter.
There will be studs were showing then, I think, from Robbie Nilsson on Gary Hay.
Yeah, he's just leading with the studs there. Gary Hay fortunately sees it coming.
Well, he's obviously only just come on, and Kenny Clark led him off with a ticking off. Dindeleux takes the free kick, his goal coming 48 seconds into the second half. It really has been an inspired signing. Although, you wouldn't have guessed that in the first few weeks of his career when he was responsible for giving away a few goals. Wanjo's cross, and Cameron! Hearts needed that, they didn't get it.
Yeah, he had to take it early here because Ian Durrant is tracking him back. Whip ball in here by Wanjo. Has to take it early as Ian Durrant tries to get to him. Difficult one to take. You can't really blame him for not hitting the target there.
Three of the last 5 encounters between these teams have ended 2-2, and at this particular moment in time, I think Hearts would give a lot for a repeat. Hayes throw. Here's Mitchell. Durrant available. Gary Locke. Cameron's flick actually carried through to McSwiggan, and here's Colin Cameron again. If anyone can inspire hearts, he can. But the tackle from Hay, typifying Kilmarnock's attitude in recent times. Presley is there with McLaren.
Yeah, Stephen Presley just making sure his body is between Andy McLaren and the ball here. It's a fair case for obstruction here. I think that's why Andy McLaren is upset at the decision in the first place.
And those two teammates at Dundee United. Here's MacPherson. Gary Holt has got into a good position, and a late flag goes up against him.
Again, it's very tight, Ian. And as it's played, well, I'm not convinced he's offside there. Tough call for the assistant.
Say that tables never lie, but you wondered a bit last season when Kilmarnock finished second from bottom, only 4 points clear of Aberdeen, because well, certainly every time I saw them they looked okay.
They just drew too many games that they're winning this season, and eventually the confidence was affected. Just getting a few breaks this season, Ian, that they weren't getting last.
There was me talking about Robbie Nilsson's famous long throws, which is a foul one.
Again, difficult circumstances, in which to bring a youngster on. Ideally, you want to bring a kid of this age on when you're 2 or 3 up.
Dindeleux aware of McSwiggan's presence and doing his duty at both ends of the field. Well, you can imagine that Hearts were going to come out firing for the second half, but talk about taking the sting out of them. That's exactly what Dindeleux's header, 48 seconds into the half, has done. Presley's free kick. The only advantage for Hearts is that there's a long time left for them to launch a salvage operation. But their powers of recovery are going to be tested to the full after Dindeleux's header. Now it's cleared by Innes, but only as far as Gary Naismith. Kilmarnock holding firm though, away by MacPherson. Gary Holt.
Good switch.
Couldn't quite make it, Gary Hay, but it was a nice idea. Hay now fouled by Guangzhou. Hugely frustrating evening for Hearts. Hugely enjoyable evening for Kilmarnock, who will certainly feel they are capable of catching and matching Hibbs. McLaren's cross is going to be plucked out of the air by Niemi. Hibbs at the moment sandwiched between the old firm. They've had an excellent start, but Kilmarnock are having a remarkable run themselves. Durrant conceding the throw-in. which will be taken by Gus MacPherson. It's drifted away from Holt. Nielsen. Block. Pressley. Shrugging off Mahood. This is what Hearts need, a bit of a surge like that from Stephen Pressley. Guangzhou on the overlap. It's Nielsen. Kumana made hard work of clearing it. Guangzhou trying to prize an opening, but Innes saw it coming. Here's Naismith, no. They're plugging away now, and that's not a bad cross, although Gordon Marshall isn't too troubled by it.
Yeah, more encouraging for Hearts, so they're starting to get Naismith forward on the left, Guangzhou on the right. Once again, though, the final ball lets Hearts down.
They're going to bring on another of their promising youngsters shortly as well, in Chris O'Neill. And Darren Jackson might well be the man to make way. In fact, they'll make that substitution now if they can. They can't actually because it's a free kick, so play continues. And Jackson continues for the time being. Jackson centre. Free kick given against Hearts.
Yeah, I think it was a push by Thomas Flugel there on Chris Innes.
Here he comes, Chris O'Neill, who'll be 20 next Friday, replacing Darren Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Jim has any choice. He has to make changes, but I say again, Ian, these aren't the ideal circumstances in which to bring kids into your side. Asking a lot of them, but this man has little choice of where this game is going.
Well, he has scored a couple of goals already this season, Chris O'Neill, including one live on Sky Sports at St Johnstone, you might remember. O'Neill and McSwiggan amongst those awaiting Stephen Presley's free kick. Gordon Marshall fancies this. Back in by Nielsen. Flag is up for offside, and I don't think there's too much doubt about it.
Yeah, there was a chance to put Gordon Marshall under pressure. He comes all the way for this and could have made a better job of the clearance. You see him trying to get back there, that's where he's impeded. And Robbie Nielsen makes a bit of a hash of the ball in.
Nielsen's header. Nielsen's header again. Here's Flogel. Naismith. Guangzhou is ahead of him down the line. So too Cameron, who's moved over there. Durrant dealing with it though. And it's bounced off Gary Holt. Naismith's throw, away by MacPherson. McLaren coming to have a look at this, but Stephen Pressley is there. Henry Locke's about to be heckled. Cameron's run, he's going to get a free kick for that, fouled by Gary Holt, and he's going to get, at the very least, a word of warning.
Yeah, he just wasn't getting to Colin Cameron here, Gary Holt. Tracked him all the way back, just ends up on the wrong side of Colin Cameron. And he's given away a free kick in a pretty useful position here for Hearts.
I think the ref is going to have a word with Thomas Flugel because he had a bit of a set to with Mahood, I think it was, off the ball there. Always talked himself into a card as well. Flugel having a real pop at Kenny Clark, and that's just foolish, really.
Yeah, certainly for an experienced player, it's foolish. Ian. You're never going to win that argument. Even as well, just getting away from that situation. Hearts have a free kick in a dangerous position, and they really need to get on with this game.
You don't mess with Kenny, that's for sure. He frightens me sometimes. So the booking went to Flogel, and there's a bit of pushing and shoving in the wall as well. Well, eventually we'll get this free kick, I promise. They're still jostling in there. In the end, the free kick from Petric goes just over.
Yeah, it's difficult for Gordon Petric here, because by the time he strikes that, Ali Mitchell's no more than a yard or two away from him. You see Mitchell charging this out to press the ball quickly, and Petric with one eye on Ali Mitchell and one on the ball, didn't manage to keep it down.
Kilmarnock seeking their first win at Tynecastle since the month of September 1993, and it would be only their second win in the Scottish Premier. But hang on, because Hearts are really showing signs that they are capable of coming back into it.
Yeah, Chris Innes could be in bother here. Late one on Hwangjo in the wide left position there, and I don't think you can have any complaints about that at all. Kenny Clark quite happy to let the play go, but I think has done the right thing on reflection. And we'll see why here.
Hwangjo's corner, but Gordon Marshall collects comfortably. His throw out is going to be a little wayward though. A collision between Cameron and MacPherson. Gary McSwiggan's cushion header, but Marshall there again.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to put that in front of Hwangjo. He's got a bit too much on it.
Well, Kilmarnock are having a little ragged spell now, and Hearts will hope to take advantage. Gary Locke. Presley. Petric. Little triangle at the moment between those three. Annie McLaren. McLaren to MacPherson. Presley was barged into by Annie McLaren. So Chris Innes going in the referee's book as well. We had to wait a while for some cards, but then two came along quickly. Dindeleux. The Hearts fans felt that McSwiggan was being held there, and McSwiggan felt it too. Here's Robbie Nilsson. And his fellow youngster, Chris O'Neill. Nilsson's cross. Oh, Gary Naismith was getting ready to whack that one, I think, but Flogel might. Not a bad try.
Yeah, it's not a bad effort at all. More encouraging for Jim Jeffries. Patient build-up. Eventually Flugel gets the opening to get the shot away, and it wasn't a bad effort. Just sat up as he hit it there, may have taken a bobble and dragged it slightly wide. I don't think Gordon Marshall ever thought he was seriously troubled. At long last, a better spell for Hearts in the game.
They need to get something to show for their efforts here, though. But Kilmarnock haven't had a goal in the last 3 games and don't appear to be in the mood to end that run. Dindeleux. So going to have to up the ante in their next game here on Thursday night when the impressive Germans, Stuttgart, come to Edinburgh for the UEFA Cup tie. The Jambo's just a goal behind from the first leg. I know Stuttgart have a representative here today, Wolfgang Geiger, one of their coaches, and he's not really getting a proper impression of Hearts at the moment. Cocard is getting ready for action. Does Kilmarnock consider a change? Now, will it happen here for Hearts? Easy run by Chris O'Neill, but it comes to nothing. Mitchell. Skimmed off the head of Holt, but it'll trickle back to Niemi. He quickly had to get it inside his box because Paul Wright came charging in.
Yeah, Paul Wright's done a good job up front. I just wonder if he might be the player who's going to be withdrawn. Certainly put in a good shift tonight for Kilmarnock, but I'm not convinced that he'll go the distance.
Well, they're waiting to bring Cocard on. Next break of play is Naismith. Wanjo. Hearts are looking better, but then they couldn't have looked much worse after their first half showing. Gary Locke might get a yellow card for that in a moment as he took out Mahood. Referee has played the advantage, and it is going to be a booking.
Yeah, Gary Locke puts his hand up immediately, and he knew he was for a yellow there. And you can see no complaints at all from Gary Locke there. Caught Alan Mahood well late.
Well, the yellow card goes to Gary Locke as Kilmarnock bring on another of their Frenchmen. Christophe Cocard has replaced Paul Wright, indeed. He's a bit useful, this lad, as well, Cocard.
Yeah, very accomplished player. He can plays really from midfield forward. But, you know, he's been over the course at the very highest level, and he'll know to hold the ball in, keep the ball, keep possession. And Kilmarnock won't be in a hurry at all now.
Holt's kept that one in. Ooh, Petric got himself out of it in the end. Nielsen. That's carried to McSwiggan. Block. Cameron. Oh, it went behind Gary Naismith, and Cocard is going to be quickly in on him. Wanjo. And Cameron trying to force a way through, but even last season when Kilmarnock were struggling down at the foot of the table, they kept things pretty tight, and they are doing the same again this season. Nielsen shrugging off Mitchell. That's O'Neill's touch. Now, Gary Naismith has Wanjo all the way to his left. The flag didn't go up then, but the ball in wasn't very good.
Well, it looked offside from where we are in. To be fair, the assistant has a better angle than we have, but he did look off. And as it comes in, well, there's 2 off. I don't know why the flag didn't go up.
Maybe he felt a bit of sympathy for Hart. Both these teams are in the quarter-finals of the League Cup in Scotland, which is a decent chance of silverware for them, although they both have tough games. Tell you about that in a moment, because McLaren looks to get in. Stephen Pressley is going to give him another shout here. Mahood. Holt. Durrant. Hay. Dindeleux. Here come all the passes again. That sequence stopped by Nilsson. Mitchell. Hay. McLaren. Mahood. Well, they're being patient. And they are, of course, sitting on a 2-0 lead, which helps as well.
Yeah, Hearts have to go and get the ball. They have to go and press the ball more than they're doing right now.
Dindeleux sends it up towards Christophe Cocard. It's going to be a corner off Gary Naismith.
And that'll do for Bobby Williamson, I'm sure. And Ian Durrant and Alan Mahood in the centre of that midfield, they really have just grabbed this game by the throat now.
Well, the Kilmarnock fans are behind that goal, and they'd love to see another one go in here. Good night out for them in Edinburgh. McLaren's corner. Killie will get another chance to whip it back in here. And they feel like it, of course. McLaren did very, very well. Mahood! Oh, Mahood seemed to miss it. It bounced off Petrich.
It's great wide play from Andy McLaren, though. Just change of pace here, makes half a yard, whips in a good ball. Alan Mahood just outside the front post, though, can't get the angle to get anything on target. Super play by McLaren, who's played most of this match through the middle, but a demonstration of just how worthy he can be, or how productive he can be in the wide position.
Colin Cameron has taken a knock, and Gary Hay kicked the ball out so that he'll get a bit of treatment, although he might not need any, and again he might. Question by the way he looks there. And Clark happy to let things proceed. I was mentioning the League Cup quarter-finals. And Kilmarnock have got to play Hibs, and Hearts have got to play Celtic, so it's not going to be easy for them. Presley, Cocard was lurking.
It was almost in. And that really would have finished this game off.
Christophe Cocard has played for his country, France. Joined Kilmarnock on a Bosman free transfer from Lyon. That's a lovely ball from Gary Hay to Ali Mitchell, but Yemi collects. Nielsen's header, but it drops for Hay. He's done a really good job at off back for Kilmarnock in last few games. Gary Holt is possessed by Flogel, and Juanjo will give it back to the Austrian international, who tries a tricky turn, but it doesn't come off. And here go Kilmarnock again with Cocard, and McLaren is there. Great block that by Presley, but it's another corner.
Yeah, Hart stretched across the back again here. It's a good ball played into the front post, and Stephen Presley does well there. His positioning was spot on. But of the two, Kilmarnock still look the more likely to score.
McLaren, not the best of corners that time from him, but once again, he'll get another chance. Hart's very slow to get out there to him. He's showing off now, McLaren. He's already proved he can hit them from those sort of angles, in fact, this season. But there's half a chance of a Hearts breakaway.
Important challenge there from Gus MacPherson. And they've won most of the 50-50s tonight, Kilmarnock. And they have passed the ball absolutely beautifully.
Next up for them in the Scottish Premier League is a trip to Dundee next week. And they might fancy their chances of keeping this excellent little run going. Heading for a fourth successive victory, heading for 7 games unbeaten. Unless Hearts can do what quite a few teams in British football have done this season and find it within them to pull off an amazing recovery. Swigan's attempted cross, blocked by the scorer of Killie's second goal, Eddie Dindeleux. It was one of the long throws we talked about from Nielsen. Flashing up and under from Presley. Vogel was putting himself about, but Kilmarnock have gained a reputation for being pretty sound defensively. All over the park today they have excelled. McLaren. He's twisting and turning again. Away by Vogel, who actually got back to help out the central defenders. Juanjo. That'll be a free kick. A rather blatant foul from Mitchell.
Yeah, I think Juanjo plays for this. He just makes sure he gets across the front of Ali Mitchell.
Mitchell obviously shared your opinion, I think.
Well, Juanjo did the right thing. I mean, it just makes sure he gets across Ali Mitchell so he can't really tackle him. Otherwise, he's going to give away the free kick.
Well, Juanjo himself will take the free kick. Hearts desperately need something to fall in their favour in the box, and it's not doing so. Ooh, Nielsen has lost out here to McLaren. Cocard is in the middle, but he's not quite going to get to it.
That's a good ball in, and again it's down to the persistence of Andy McLaren on the left side there. Robbie Nielsen just caught trying to be a wee bit too clever here. Andy McLaren wasn't going to give it up.
Gary Locke gives it to Nielsen. Another long throw then from Robbie Nielsen. They reckon actually he's not far away from Dave Challoner Tranmere in the throw-in stakes. This time he sends a cross in, but Gordon Marshall is keen to preserve that clean sheet record. Cocard didn't have too much trouble bringing that under control. Foul by Vogel on Mahood.
Yeah, Mahood's been absolutely superb for Kilmarnock tonight. He's been involved in everything. He really has linked the game from back to front superbly, along with Ian Durrant.
There's one signed by Brian Clough, of course.
That's right, yeah, from Morton, but it got a very bad cruciate ligament injury. I really had to start all over again, but now producing some superb stuff for Bobby Williamson.
Naismith. MacPherson. Vogel, guilty man again.
Yeah, lovely footwork there though. Lovely footwork from Ian Durrant.
McLaren trying to thread it through to Cocard. I don't think that's quite going to carry, is it? Petrus realised that. Oh, he's taken the wrong route out of the box there. There's Worthington Cup action this week. I'm sure we've done them before, isn't it, in a playoff game? Gillingham against Manchester City. It's on Tuesday, Sky Sports 2 from 7:30. 1-1 after the first leg. Should be some night down at the Priestfield Stadium, and you can follow all the action from there. MacPherson away to McLaren. Hearts a little stretched again here. McLaren's cross. Mahood was in there, but once again credit to Presley. Gary Locke. Kilmarnock are going to bring on one of the game's rising stars in Scotland shortly. Craig Dargo, formerly with Wraith Rovers, and he's going to replace Andy McLaren, who once again has been outstanding.
Yeah, he has. He's had a super game today. That can only be down to tiredness, because both him and Paul Wright have worked their socks off tonight. Not just on the ball when Kilmarnock have it, but off the ball. They've pressed the Hearts defenders continually, and that clearly has taken its toll. He's had a good evening.
Fresh legs. Craig Dargo's legs. He's about to get his first touch. O'Neill. He's done well there, but having said that, Kilmarnock quickly won it back. Much as we'd love to see a thrilling finale, Hearts don't really look like they have it in them, and Kilmarnock look like they do have it in them as they seek a third goal. It's Cocard and Dargo in the middle. It's gone behind him, but he still might get there. Oh! Playing that on a bit of rustiness, having just come on.
Well, he did the difficult bit and then messed up the easy bit. Because the ball, the angle of the ball here is not right for him from Cocard, but he does well to dig it out. Creates a chance for himself and then scoops it over. He does well here. You expect him to hit the target from there.
Kilmarnock not being 2-0 up. I think Bobby Williamson might have given him a bit of stick for that one. Well, the Hearts fans are going home, and it really has been a forgettable evening for them.
Yeah, I think it's a worrying performance for Jim Jeffries, given the timing of this performance tonight, with the UEFA Cup tie against Stuttgart coming up. That's one that they're all going to have to be in the top of their game. And you can get away with 2 or 3 players at times being off their game, but tonight Hearts as a team have been off the pace.
Aaron McSwiggan is in considerable agony after that challenge.
Taken late there. Ball was well away there. It's Chris Innes who comes through him again. Well, Innes may have slipped there. No consolation to Gary McSwiggan, but I think Chris Innes may have slipped there as he comes in.
Well, it looks like McSwiggan isn't going to be able to continue, and Hearts, of course, have already used 3 substitutes. So that's a real blow. They might have to see that with 10 men.
Well, here comes Innes, and I think he does lose his footing there. But it's another worry for Jim Jeffries. McSwiggan, a big player for them this season.
All 3 subs used. So 10 men at the moment. It's Gary McSwiggan's 30th birthday as well. You're supposed to remember that, but I think he quite like to forget his. Nielsen's long throw. Naismith. And the offside flag will go up to frustrate Hart again. O'Neill, I think it was, who had strayed.
Yeah, well, he's in the wide position, he's looking across the line, shouldn't be caught there. Well, very, very tight. Again, though, I think the assistant on this side got it spot on.
Away by Petridge. Hearts need to find 2 goals from somewhere, but they're down to 10 men, remember, with Swigan having been stretchered off. No sign yet of him returning, and it certainly didn't look like he would. Chris O'Neill has got the free kick. A little pull on him by Dindeleux. Well, Hearts must score here to have any chance of getting something out of this game. Wanjo's cross. Oh, it's bobbling around, and Stephen Pressley had a go, but Kilmarnock dug it out.
Yeah, it just wouldn't sit for Stephen Pressley here. I think it may have been Gary Hay who eventually got the block here. Falls just in front. In fact, it's Gary Holt who's back there and makes the block. And it just hasn't been Hearts' night at all.
Summed up by the fact that that will be a goal kick. You can hear the reaction from the Hearts fans. Not sure whether they thought that should have been a corner, but it was never really going to happen that way. Been a notable night for Hearts. Not only have they underperformed considerably here, they've lost Gary McSwigan as well. They already have quite a big injury list. McSwigan is in the physio's room at the moment getting treatment. Really, Kilmarnock, oh, they might get a third here. It's just trickled wide from Mitchell.
Yeah, it would have continued a good run for him because he scored the winner in the last 2 games for Kilmarnock. Just drags out a fraction wide.
Durrant. Well, if Dargo can find a way through here, Hearts are going to be in another spot of bother, and they've been in many spots of bother this evening. Kilmarnock have been fantastic this evening, though. Having a really good run. MacPherson, Holt. Very below-par performance from Hearts. I know they have a lot of players out like Fulton and Tomaszek and Adam and Severin and Makel and Wales, but even so, they really should have done better than they have tonight. Man of the match tonight, Davey?
I think the first thing you have to do when you come here is defend well, Ian, and Kilmarnock have done that again tonight. And once again, Freddie Dindeleux has been outstanding at the back. Chipped in with a goal as well, of course. But I think in front of him, Alan Mahood has linked to play superbly. Every pass has hit its target. In there beside Ian Durrant today, the pair of them really have grabbed this game by the throat in the midfield area. He's been outstanding tonight. He's my Bank of Scotland man of the match.
Just a couple of minutes to be added on, and in many ways, Hearts might like to be put out of their misery here. What considerable misery it has been. Kilmarnock are going to move within 3 points of Rangers, 4 points of Hibs, but they'll still be quite a long way behind the leader Celtic, 8 points. But probably Williamson's team are looking very, very solid. And some of their passing tonight has been brilliant. 2 minutes of added on time, start now. Surely it's asking too much of Hearts to breach Kilmarnock's defences twice. Although Marshall's clearance, having said that, has gone to Juanjo. Ooh, and Dindeleux got back on the line, but it might have been drifting wide anyway.
Yeah, I think it was going to finish wide, but Freddie Dindeleux wasn't to know that. Good effort by Juanjo. It's just curling wide of the left-hand post, but Dindeleux rightly took no chances.
Williamson. He is winning 2-0, by the way. Kick given against Hearts, much to their increasing frustration.
Yeah, certainly a trip. I don't think it was intentional, but it was certainly a trip.
Gary McSwiggan is still in considerable agony, I can tell you, in the physio's room, being examined by a doctor at the moment. And it's a problem with his ankle. And Steve Fulton joined the injury list today. Maybe McSwiggan will. Not good news all round for Hearts, with Stuttgart coming here on Thursday night in the UEFA Cup. Very good news there for Kilmarnock, and they haven't conceded a goal in going on 7.5 hours. Hearts looking to change that in the closing stages. And Jim Jeffries will fill this badly, won't he? And Kilmarnock are going to make a change.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a good loser at the best of times, Ian, but it's the manner in which they've lost tonight. They've been flat from the very first whistle, and there's been a lack of spirit, which you normally wouldn't expect from any Hearts side, from any Jim Jeffries side.
James Fowler has come on for the last few seconds, replacing Gary Holt. One of those substitutions that are aimed at wasting a few seconds, but it's all over anyway. And a very impressive victory for Bobby Williamson's Kilmarnock, but a disturbing and disappointing performance from a Hearts point of view. Paul Wright rounded off a magnificent move to put Killie on their way, and then 48 seconds into the second half, Freddie Dindeleux doubled their lead, and really it was pretty comfortable for them. And the Kilmarnock fans have every reason to be confident about their team at the moment. 4 straight wins, 7 matches unbeaten, and this is the way they're playing. Brimming with confidence. Fine finish from Paul Wright after a breathtaking build-up. And with Hearts ready to come out firing for the second half, Dindeleux popped up to score a second for Kilmarnock. A thoroughly deserved victory and a thoroughly excellent performance from Killie, but plenty of worries for Hearts. It finishes then at Tynecastle, Hearts 0, Kilmarnock 2.
A good win for Kilmarnock then. So 2-0 to Kilmarnock tonight, a good win over Hearts. Killie's first victory at Tynecastle since back in 1994. That's a good solid victory tonight. Flogel and Locke of Hearts both booked tonight, so too Innes of Kilmarnock. And really the story of the 90 minutes, well, Killie, as we saw, they ran the first half and they were right in the mood and in the driving seat at the break. And much of the same in the second half. Hearts came back into it, but not nearly enough to take anything from this game, and they didn't, and they lost by 2-0. Man of the match, Alan Mahood, and skipper Ian Durrant both of Kilmarnock, of course, are with David Tanner.
Alan, you're the man of the match, congratulations. Was there ever a point in this game when you thought that Kilmarnock might not take full points?
No, not really. I think we played well. We've not been playing well recently, but tonight I think we've done a bit better.
What do you think was the difference tonight for Kilmarnock?
We scored 2 goals and they never scored any.
That was a Kenny Dalglish answer there. Ian, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, it's very much a worth ethic. We've done very well, we battled in, and as Alan said, we got the breaks. It could have been more in the end up, but we're pleased with 2-0.
Is the work ethic as much as anything else contributing to your great defensive record at the moment?
The boys are playing very well at the back. Freddie and Chris Innes. Now, still 2 very young boys, but they're playing very well, and you see the work rate in the team. And if we can carry it on, we'll do well this season.
Before the game, Ian, Bobby Williamson said that he reckoned that the midfield area was Hearts' strongest part of their team, and he brought Gary Holt in. Do you think that was a vital tactical switch?
Yeah, well, Gary dropped out last week, and spurred him on this week. He put in a great shift to us again tonight. And also young Alan here playing out his skin, and Ali Mitchell. It's a big part of our game, and obviously now with Colin Cameron and Darren Jackson, that's their strong parts we had to nullify them tonight, and we did it well.
Alan, you played a vital part in Paul Wright's goal. What pleased you most about the goal? Was it the 8 passes which led up to it, or the finish from Paul?
Both, I think. It's a good move. Bunyan's been there or thereabouts recently, and it's nice to see him getting a goal.
And overall, Dindeleux, who got the second goal, Ian, he's performed so well, because he struggled at the beginning of his career, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think it was in the press today now, he struggled with the language barrier, but he's doing very well just now, and long may it continue.
You've never struggled with the language, have you?
No, I can hardly master Scottish, never mind French.
Ian, thanks very much. I'll let you present the Bank of Scotland SPL Man of the Match award to Alan.
Well, I think Stevie Wonder must have picked up. There you go.
Cheers.
Only Durrant could say that. Dindeleux, Vindeleux, it's all one to him.
I
He doesn't
think
really care.
Proven must be looking for friends. That's the last 2 weeks I've had debate with his Man of the Match awards.
To be fair, you were raving about Mahood's performance tonight,
He
weren't you?
played very, very solidly, and I think he played cleverly. Once you've got Ian Durrant back, now he looks as if he's fit again. I think once you've got him back, I think Bobby's focused on this. He's got all the ability, all the passing ability in the world. What you need is just little gifted players who can work round about him. He got Holt in tonight, he had Mahood, and I think because of that, he makes other players play, Durrant. That's the beauty of him. But the other players do that little bit extra work, and I think the balance was superb from Kilmarnock tonight.
I think, Charlie, tonight, Killie well worthy of this victory, were they not?
Absolutely. I think they came. Well, I think the strange thing was that Kilmarnock had a little lull last year. 3 seasons of Bobby Williamson have been solid, and he never ever gets enough credit for the way that he goes and tries to play the passing match. And this is a great example, I personally think, of what Bobby Williamson is about. It's a passing game. It's in there with small strikers, small guys in the midfield area. It's passing and moving. It's a beautiful strike. It's a beautiful piece of football. I think Bobby will be delighted with the way that they performed. Not just to start, Jim, they started really well, we know that. But I think they had a team pattern this season. Yet again, they came back from the disappointment of last. I think what he's focused on this year is saying, all right, maybe I don't have a lot of money to go and splash out for big players, but I've got players who are honest, they are committed, and if we have a pattern of play that they can follow up, then we'll be all right, we'll get by. And I think the big bonus that he's got this season is that he's got Gordon Marshall back in goals, started with the pre-season, he's got himself fit again, and there's no doubt about it for